Hey guys, Stealth here. Time for the next installment for the Ranked Game series. This is episode 8. This episode I recorded, or I am recording post-mortem, as it were, because I found that the more I get under pressure, the less my quality of commentary gets. So I decided to first go for a gameplay session, then to do the recording. That means that I might not be able to give as much insight commentary into what my thinking was at the time, but I'll do my best in order to compensate for that. This match is a 1v1 versus Colonel Booty Trap on Nuclear Winter is Coming. My plan for this mission is to send a small holding force towards these structures. It's going to consist of one ATGM unit, one recon, and one AA unit. It's an AA infantry unit in this case. With this structure, I hope to be able to hold off any forces that might come through initially. It's not there to be an absolute roadblock, because with 3 infantry units I just cannot do that. In the meantime, I'm going to send an SAS group here, initially here. If this position fails and if I get overrun too soon, I'm going to send my air group here. It's 2 SAS with the AH-7 transports and 1 AH-7 with SBS. Holding this position will give me an AA position as well as blocking off units that might come down the road towards Delta. In the meanwhile, there's going to be a CV flying into Bravo. Alpha is another zone. Bravo to reinforce this route, or to open up the reinforcement route. Unfortunately, that's not quite how the game turned out. The game is going to last 4 minutes, and that could tell you something about how this game is going to go. What struck me as interesting was that I was still deciding my strategy, and I was still setting up units when the guy said, "Okay, ready," and he started the countdown timer. I thought, okay, that's curious. Either he has a whole setup for this map already, or I got a whole load of aircraft coming in. And for that matter, I decided to keep a few points in reserve. I have 70 points in reserve at this stage, and I have 1 Hornet ready to go. I'm now spawning in the initial task group. This is my smallish strike group or smallish holding force. You could call it a speed bump, depending on how much is going to hit it. 1 rover behind it. I need to get this zone, because I'm expecting him to get hotel first, which is also going to give him a +2, so I don't want him to have that income. Gazelle AH-1 is standing by to scout ahead, so that with the remainder of my points, the other 70 points that I have, I can still have a look at what he has and counteract that result. If I don't find anything of interest, I can take the remaining 70 points and invest them in Bravo and push from Bravo towards Alpha and potentially up to this structure. This is something that I want to get. It's a nice amount of structures. It's really giving me a commanding view of the open area here. And with an ATGM here, and potentially Eric's troops or other infantry there, I can neutralize anything that might come close to it, as well as start to contest Charlie. The other units, as mentioned, SAS and AH-7s, SBS and AH-7, and an AH-7 with command infantry. And that's all the units I was able to buy. My rover is going to stay inside this zone. I do have a fob. I don't really need it though. That's something that I have to work on. I need to make sure that I remove my fob next time around. So, units being deployed, units on the move. Gazelle AH-1 pushing forward, scouting out ahead of the troops. I have 1 more recon unit. It's a Saxon with green jackets. It's going to deploy there. Now, he momentarily lost control of India, which means that he probably has a command infantry unit there. My AH-7s are pushing up with the SAS, and I'm scouting ahead with my Hornet to see exactly what is going on. Is he indeed doing a helo rush? And if so, what do I need? And this is what I saw. Or at least this is what the Hornet saw. Mi-17s. Not 1, not 2, not 5. About 12, possibly up to 15. I didn't exactly count. We have 2 over here, 3 over there, so that's 5. This is 10. So I'd say about 16 helicopters coming in. With me spotting that, I would redirect the Hornet and not just the Hornet. The Hornet is quite good at defeating helo rushes. It has 6 short-range AIM-9Ms, and they are remarkably accurate. But I also immediately redirect my package with the SAS because they also have AA units. They also have Stinger missiles. The infantry that I'm pushing forward, I'm immediately redirecting. The infantry that has the AA units is also being redirected and put into a holding pattern here, so that it has at least a bit of cover. Of course, my forward strike group is neutralized. I call in a second Hornet to try and mitigate as much damage as possible. Over on the right I have captured the zone, and I'm now pushing the the Lynx forward in order to try and dash towards India and do a bit of a counter rush there. You can see that he's spreading out his Mi-17s. My infantry unfortunately is not inside the building, and unfortunately was not able to do that much damage. Didn't take any damage either, as they were just passing by. I drop off the SBS and the SAS. The second SAS squad is not inside a building and gets wiped out by rocket pods immediately. And while I do have a very comfortable +3 position and a Challenger marksman coming in, he has killed both of my command vehicles. The command vehicle there is down, this one's down, and the one over here is also getting wiped out, mainly by machine gun fire and the Sokols with their autocannons. And in less than 2 minutes, or actually slightly more than 2 minutes, the game is up. Helo rushed. That's something that can and will happen in ranked. The thing is, I asked Booty Trap, why did you helo rush? What was the plan? He said, well, you're only a private. So I thought, okay, maybe it's because he is not going to get that many points from me as a private. So the sooner he's done with the match, the more likely he is to be able to get another match in time. And it's not bad thinking. He said, well, you're a private, it's too easy, and I want to have something a bit more difficult. This guy didn't say he was helo rushing all the time. I think he made an exception for me being a private. I don't think that there was that much that I could have done differently that would have still ended up with a positive result. As far as the kills, I didn't get too many kills, of course. I got a few of the Mi-17s. Challenger marksman was able to nail a few. The SAS got a few. But nothing really stood up to that many helicopters. I don't think that he was using the Mi-17 by mistake either. I think he was using these intentionally to make sure that he could rush me with as many helicopters as possible, so that even if I did bring in a pretty hefty AA response, I still would not be able to kill all of them. And that's in fact what happened. The Mi-17s forced my AAs to spread out the fire, and with that I could not put up enough ordnance, being missiles or just AA rounds, in order to kill off all of those helos, and he just completely rushed me. Cheesy? Maybe. Effective? Definitely. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you think I could have defended, if at all. Because at the moment, I don't see it. I had my recon, I had my Hornet. The Hornet got a couple of kills. The Gazelle managed to scout out the push as well. The AA infantry got a couple of kills, but not nearly enough. So I'm looking forward to seeing your input on how I can improve this and how I can defend against this, if at all. And with that, the Ranked Episode 8 has come to a very, very premature end. I was really hoping for this to be a better match. But unfortunately, this is all that I have for you this time around. And hopefully next time I won't be going up against a Colonel and I won't get helo rushed. But we'll see about that in Ranked Episode 9. For now, thank you for watching. I'm not going to be really sure about saying hope you enjoyed, but I am looking forward to seeing your comments down below. So thank you, and see you soon.